All right, so those were our summaries for tonight. A lot of interesting happenings.
Yes,
with
especially with Men's Gold, the fact
yeah.
that they have sued the Bank of Ghana and
That's
the
quite
Securities and Exchange Commission. That's very interesting. And they have held a press conference. You're told that press conference just concluding tonight. Joining us on the phone line is my colleague Bismarck Awusa, who has been monitoring the press conference. Tell us more, Bismarck, if you can hear me, about the suit that has been filed by Men's Gold against the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yes, Darrell, I can tell you for a fact that I'm currently here at the Men's Gold premises. I can tell you that the Bank of Ghana and the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, have been sued by Men's Gold. Men's Gold has actually filed a suit against these two entities, the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission. And they are saying that the banter between the Bank of Ghana and the SEC is described as obstructions, unwanted obstructions. And for that matter, they seek redress of this particular issue, Darrell.
Bismarck, tell us more about what they had to say about what the impact has been on their business because of the actions of the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yes, according to the director of Men's Gold, in the person of Nanaya Ofe, he says the situation, the unwarranted situation has brought about some panic withdrawals, and for that matter, they need an immediate redress of the particular issue. Otherwise, it will really go against the firm.
All right, and you speak about panic withdrawals, and you can understand why, because customers really want to ensure that they've got their monies. What do they have to say about payments of customers' funds? Okay,
so Darrell, they are assuring customers that from tomorrow they are going to begin to pay their amounts. They have set out a payment schedule to ensure that customers have receive their payments from tomorrow, and it will be dependent on their maturity stage.
All right, and just to be clear, so there's a schedule for payment and it's dependent on the maturity stage. That means that not everyone can just barge into the offices of Men's Gold and say,
so what
I
Men's
want
Gold
my
is
money.
saying is that they are going to, from tonight, furnish these customers with some text messages regarding us and when their payments are due, and they can go to their offices or branches to claim their amounts due.
All right, and what did Men's Gold, I mean, the managers have to say about the future, looking at what is going on with the Bank of Ghana, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the concerns amongst customers and the people of Ghana? What do they have to say about the future of the company?
All right, Darrell, so what they are saying is that despite these mishappenings, they are very confident that the customers are still safe, and they are assuring customers that in the nearby future, after the dust has settled, Men's Gold is still going to be in operation, Darrell.
All right, and just before you go, tell us who was in attendance, who was there to grace the press conference.
Okay, so in attendance was the board chair, lawyer Alfred Wafo, who is the board chair of Men's Gold, and the director or the corporate manager of Men's Gold, Nanaya Ofe, and their PR in the person of George AEC, Darrell.
All right, thanks very much indeed. Bismarck Awusa just updating us on the press conference held by Men's Gold. As you may be aware, Men's Gold has filed a suit against the Bank of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission, basically maybe alleging that it's a deliberate attempt to close down the business. They are also saying that they are going to pay customers, and that's going to be according to a schedule and according to whether or not your maturities are due, and that they're going to communicate to customers tonight. And they've also been speaking about the future, pretty confident that they would override the storm, if you like. You're still watching Business Live. Let's move on to our next story. And the $2 billion China-Sino hydro deal cannot be classified as a loan. That's the preliminary assessment by the IMF after concluding the crucial program review visit to the country. Meanwhile, the Bretton Woods institution's position comes with some conditions. We have more in the following report.
IMF, however, argues it has expressed this preliminary position on this agreement only if movement of funds under the deal is not more than what has been agreed under the IMF program. It argues deferred payment for individual projects could constitute a debt only if they are signed with government guarantee. The IMF is, however, asking government to ensure that agreements covering the deal are designed in line with government's overall debt strategy to ensure there's sustainability, transparency and value for money. The latest development could bring an end to debate about whether the deal is a better arrangement, a loan, and its impact on the rising debt stock, which has reached 159 billion Ghana cedis. The agreement, which was signed between Ghana and the Chinese Sino-Hydro firm earlier this year, is to help with the construction of some infrastructure projects in the country, and government is expected to repay later with refined bauxite. The fund during its visit also raised issues with revenue mobilization and its impact on the program, whilst linking the city's current performance to external issues. The IMF also wanted the Bank of Ghana to complete its recent cleanup of the banking sector. It is, however, not clear for now whether Ghana has passed those critical requirements that would help the country complete the IMF program come April 2019. The team has been in town since last week to assess Ghana's performance under the program so far.
Today is World Tourism Day. Ahead, we are going to assess the state of the tourism industry here in Ghana. That's after this break.
If you're just joining us, this is Business Live, and today is World Tourism Day, and as Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark this very important day, some have bemoaned the state of the tourism industry. So what is exactly the state of Ghana's tourism industry? Let's go for this report, which was filed a few months ago by my colleague, Jojo Corbiner.
Welcome to the Cape Coast Castle. It was built in 1653 by the Swedes. The historical monument harbors horrific tales of the transatlantic slave trade. The castle has been marked as a World Heritage Site and receives thousands of tourists yearly. Many African Americans make emotional journeys here to retrace their ancestry.
We're survivors. Yes. Survivor spirit.
President Barack Obama has visited this place.
Right above the dungeons in which male captives were kept was a church. And that reminds us that sometimes we can tolerate and stand by great evil even as we think that we're doing good.
Last year, a little over 60,000 tourists visited the castle and were probably greeted with this. It is unpleasant watching people hunker down, easing themselves. Many residents around the Cape Coast Castle do it without any shame. They confront us on why we're filming them and then try to hide from our camera to do their own thing. Many brave the strong tides just to ease themselves when a public toilet is just 150 meters away. It's shocking to note that many of the patrons of this place do not use toilet rolls. Children join in and later play where they defecated. Tourists who throng the place are shocked. Some vowed never to even walk in Ghana's beach waters again.
It's concerning. I had heard about it before coming to Ghana, actually, that it is a problem on public beaches and public places. I think that kind of a behavior is unacceptable, and it's really off-putting. I wouldn't go swimming or bathing on the beach.
The government have to be more active, have to promote, have to incentive the people to take care of the nature, take care of the monuments they have.
I really like swimming, I really like the beach, and I just never go to the beach here. And Ghana has so many beaches, so many beautiful beaches, so many good places, and just too dirty to swim.
The assistant director of the Cape Coast Castle, Alex Kinsley Okwe, said when tourists inquire about open defecation around the castle, he becomes speechless.
But it's difficult to tell them why they are defecating there, because it's embarrassment, shameful, disgraceful, distasteful, and therefore, we just try to tell them that we have tried our efforts to move them away, but they will not yield. Diplomats, people of high caliber, take them around, then you go to miss a situation. You, the person taking the visitors round, find it difficult even to continue the tour.
I engaged the fishermen around the castle, and they did not deny defecating at the beach. Rather, they have interesting tales on why they do so.
Once and can be our engine. Now, according to me, I'm fresh air.
The fishermen admit they are recalcitrant.
My says in there, Mutumuko, William and Mutumuko, Achema said.
So, what would it take for them to change? Meanwhile, caretakers at the public toilet facility close to the Cape Coast Castle say only women along the coast use the facility. Ghana ranks second on the Open Defecation League table, with 19% of its population resorting to sanitation practice deemed the riskiest of all. Certainly, government must do more to end such practices to save the health of its citizens and also promote tourism. Jojo Kobna, Cape Coast, JoyNews.
Sad and unbelievable. Now we've been joined via Skype by a member of Travel International Professionals and CEO of Kayator, Abeku Agri Santana. Good evening, Abeku, and thanks for joining me.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right, Abeku, you've been traveling a lot trying to project the image of Ghana. What is the general perception about Ghana on the international scene?
All right, thank you very much. Ghana is one of the leading destinations when it comes to heritage tourism. If you want to know the position of Ghana outside, Ghana's competitive advantage comes from heritage tourism. That is the transatlantic slave trade, which started early 15th and the 16th century. Mass exodus of black people from the sub-Saharan Africa is evident by the monuments of castles and museums that have sprung along the coast of Ghana. And it's also evident about 5 European empires that came to this country, from the Portuguese, the Dutch, the British, the Danes, the French, and the Prussians, or even the German, who also came here. So in terms of heritage tourism and transatlantic slave trade, Ghana is very high. Secondly, Ghana is also high in terms of attraction when it comes to gold and, cocoa. It's popular. Ghana is popular because of football, and Ghana is also popular because of its rich, diversified culture. So these are the diversified tourism resource base that has made Ghana very attractive to inbound tourists who come to the country.
All right, Abek, we spoke about Ghana being attractive out there, but are you, as an industry player, very happy with the state of the industry in general?
The global competitive index for Ghana, our position is 120. In Africa, our position is 17. We fall below Gabon, Gambia, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Uganda, Rwanda, Zambia, Tanzania, Mauritius, Seychelles, Cape Verde. So we are not well placed. However, it's better than nothing. Ghana didn't have a tourism ministry until 1993. So I think perhaps that has also accounted for the poor public sector support to our tourism. In fact, our first president did not even do much about tourism because he saw tourism as a way of neo-colonializing Ghana, or bringing back the white. So we haven't done much when it comes to promoting tourism. But we've been enjoying tourism on default by our very, existence. Because if you talk of transatlantic slave trade, and that's why people come here. They come here because of the history, not because we have marketed. There is not deliberate or conscious effort of selling Ghana with its unique attraction. So they found or discovered that this is where they come from, and that is why they come here.
Right. So, I mean, on days like this, we see a lot of launches happening and all that. Moving forward, how can we better rebrand the tourism sector, bag roads, tour guides and all that? What do you think can be done to revive the industry?
First, it must come from the government. When I say government, the executive, government. The government must see the need of tourism. Currently, tourism is the #4 GDP earner. Much has not been done. It is the only sector that enjoys other sectors and industries like transport, aviation, hospitality, food and beverages. So I think we need to do more in terms of conservation policy. How do we manage our attractions? I was listening to the report, the earlier report, and you realize that our beaches are not good. What about the museums and the monuments? Not well conserved. So there must be a conscious effort to conserve our attractions, protect it, promote it, package it, market it, promote it, and make it more attractive so that it attracts more visitors to come here.
We are grateful for your time, Abeku Agri-Santana, who is a tourism ambassador, if I should put in that way. Let's do some statistics now on the tourism sector and its contribution to Ghana's GDP. So happy World Tourism Day to all Ghanaians.
Is that something to celebrate? After seeing those images, I'm just sad. I hope that we are able to do something about it. It's the 4th foreign exchange earner for the country. Well, that'll be it for our program tonight. Thanks for watching. My name is Darryl Kwao.
And my name is Sandra Salamapeno. Bye.